He has turned up. He's getting better. He's beaten Pogacar at his own game. And this Tour de France is a gift that continues to give. This Tour de France will be fought for fiercely all the way to Nice.
This fight is on. Jonas Vingegaard with his first stage win at this Tour de France on a stage perfectly suited for Tadej Pogacar, taking the bonus seconds and dealing an important psychological blow to the yellow jersey, Robbie.
A huge blow. I didn't think it was a good idea for UE to ride so aggressively. I stand by at the start of the day. I just didn't think it was the right way to ride the stage, like being so aggressive. And it looked for a while like, Tadej Pogacar was going to smash things, but never really was able to maintain the gap, got it closed down. And coming into the finish, he was reluctant to ever go to the front. He wasn't putting the pressure on the pedals anymore. I think he actually attacked himself out of this one.
Yeah, Jonas, now, advantage Jonas, you would say, on the terrain that Tadej Pogacar, we came into today, the intent was there from UAE. We heard him in that pre-race interview, the way they were riding, controlling the break. He wanted to take time over Jonas today, and Jonas has showed us that he is very much in this race. What a battle we've got on our hands.
Just look at that. Jonas Vingegaard winning a two-up sprint over Tadej Pogacar. Adam, we think it's the first time we've seen that. As you were saying during the race to me as well, the first time that Tadej Pogacar has been brought back from an attack all season. These are important blows that Tadej Pogacar is dealing, isn't it?
It's massive. I think emotionally, as you said, this is going to be a real big blow for him. Not only getting brought back, but beaten in a sprint. That's the big one for me. That Jonas Vingegaard, you just saw in that sprint there, the way that he was able to just hold the power. Tadej was like a yo-yo, just little bit, little bit, little bit. He was obviously right on the limit. And I think as soon as he got caught, we saw him sit on, didn't we, on Jonas for the last, 2K? So Jonas did all that pulling towards the finish, albeit not very hard. But I think this race is obviously on, but I think in the way that Jonas is doing it, that must be a big old blow. This was the point here, just see, he looks over his shoulder. And what's funny about Jonas here, he goes and then looks over his shoulder again there, just to check. And at this point here, Pog comes up next to him, but sits down, tries to get next to him, gets literally just on his hip, has to have another sit down. And when you have to sit down in a sprint, it's when your legs, your arms, everything, your whole body is just shouting at you, no, 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 no. So he must have been right the way up to 110% there, because it's not like Pogacar to lose in a sprint,
Jonas,
no matter flat or uphill. Sorry, Danny.
Sorry, no, Jonas definitely had more in the tank there, didn't he? And can we just highlight what he's come back from here? Because this is remarkable. 3 months ago, he had such significant injuries, not just physically, but psychologically. How he's come back from that is just phenomenal.
The fact that he was able to descend the way he did, even, Robbie, taking control from the front. We were worried that he might have lost his nerve coming into this race. Today has put everything to bed, hasn't it?
Well, not absolutely.
Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself.
We're just over halfway through the tour. But it's a really telling performance by Jonas Vingegaard. When Tadej took off with that attack, like, it was a full-on sort of sprint attack and distance everyone. Jonas didn't even barely get out of the seat or try and match the acceleration. Immediately looked over his shoulder to see what everyone else was doing. And we thought, uh-oh, this could be run and won right here. But then he settled into his own rhythm, and he took the risks that were necessary on the descent, even though Tadej took even more time on the downhill. But the next climb, it's like Jonas really settled into that rhythm, and he could, in the distance, see that yellow jersey, and he was fixated on it and just clawed his way back centimetre by centimetre and caught Tadej before that bonus sprint, before the top of the second last climb. But then on the way, you could sort of see the moment on that climb before the bonus sprint where Tadej seemed to just crack. He was sweating up, he was on the radio, and he was visibly not able to put down as much power as we'd seen before. You thought, oh, here it comes. It's like the balance of power just shifted.
Robbie, you're quite rightly tempering my excitement ever so slightly, and I think all neutral fans will have been jumping out of their seats watching that, knowing we have a fight on our hands. But I'm going to roll back and back myself ever so slightly here, Adam, because Jonas has answered an awful lot of questions today, hasn't he?
I think he's gone above, like way above. I think if he'd have held Tadej Pogacar at the top with that 15-second gap, whatever it was, we'd have been like, this is good. But bringing him back. He's gone above expectations. He came into this race knowing that he could win it. But ultimately as well, I'm not sure if he was sure of the form of Tadej Pogacar. That's been answered today. And let's not forget, I'm with you, I'm getting way too excited about this.
I can barely contain myself.
When these mountains turn into proper mountains, I'm talking the 12, 13, 14, 15k mountains, Jonas is visibly showing that he's stronger in that situation. Well, from today, what we can take from it, he's definitely shown he's stronger. And that's where Jonas can really start to push on Tadej. I think he did the right thing today, getting him back, not working with him, not attacking him. But Tadej will start to panic a little bit, start to sweat a little bit now.